What's up, guys? And today it's going to be my second episode in the Kingdoms at War YouTube tutorial series. And today we will be discussing buildings and lands. And buildings and lands is where you make your little city, and that gives you power and combined stats, which we will be talking about at the end of this video. Now, I have sold buildings or just unlocked buildings so that I could go over every tier from 1 to 5 or 1 to 5.5 because 6 isn't done yet. But so here we go. So when you go into your kingdom button, which is just next to the home button, you will see that you have, if you're just starting, that you will just have your kingdom and no buildings around it, and there will be empty spaces. Now, all you have to do is click on it, and if you have the amount of gold, you can explore the land, so you can put buildings on it. Now, each time you discover a land, the price will go up, and I will leave a link to a forum post about the price of each land in the description below. And we will also be talking about the actual forums in a later video. So, what I'm going to be doing now is going over tier 1 through 4 on the main page, and then talk about the castle, and then go over to the next tiers or tiers. So when you enter the empty space, you will see tier 1, and tier 1 has your, at the top we are going to be showing the military buildings. The military buildings are where you can decide what kind of build you want to have. We have the mostly attack-based workshop, mostly attack-based workshop. We have the even stables, and we have the more defense brackets. Now, you can know about all the builds and whatnot in my previous video, if you want to go check that out. Next tier we have our tier. I'm just gonna stick with tier. That sounds better. We have the same thing, but you can see a significant amount more gold from tier 1 to tier 2, and you will see that trend go along as we go above the tiers. So each one has their attack-based, even-based, and defense-based buildings. Now we go over to tier 3, and tier 3 is another giant leap in the gold. We have 1 million versus 300 million. But we also have a jump in the amount of stats you get from it. We'll talk about the combined stats in a minute. So, next tier we have is tier 4. Now, tier 4 is the last military-based, tier 4 is the last tier of building you can build on the main kingdom land. Now, tier 4 makes me cry at night because the leap from tier 3 to tier 4 is so giant. 130 million to 3 billion. And that's just for level 1. Each building has 3 levels. Each military building has 3 levels. It has level 1, level 2, level 3. Each time the amount of gold goes higher, but it also gives you more stats. Now we will go into the spy buildings. And as I said, military buildings have level 3. The guild spy building, which spawns spies, has actually 4 levels. Now each spy attack building has even. It has the same spy attack and same spy defense. Now guilds, you can go for the guild Hansel build, which if you don't know what that is, check out my other video. And that is low statted but more gold. And then we have the Stronghold of Shadow, which is tier 2 of the spy buildings, which gives more actual stats and less gold. Next, we go on to defensive buildings. Now, what defensive buildings do is pretty much exactly like their name says. It is mostly about defense stats, and all about defense stats. The only drawback of defensive buildings is if you have enough, it'll significantly drop the amount of gold you get per attack, and we'll explain how to calculate the amount of gold you get in each hit in a later video about the allies that you can hire that give you more gold. But that's another video. And as we see, there's Tier 1 and Tier 2, 25,000 versus 800 million. Next, we have the spy defense buildings, which is the exact same thing as defense buildings, except spy-oriented. And they also have Tier 1 and Tier 2. Next, we go into miscellaneous buildings, which there are none, so that was really easy. Once you have all 25 lands unlocked and scouted, you have the ability to upgrade your castle to level 2. Upgrading your castle to level 2 lets you buy what we call mithril, if I am pronouncing it correct. And what mithril does is it allows you to grant time-based spells that significantly increase your spy attack and defense, or your attack and defense, change your name, and all these different types of spells that do different things. We'll go over spy spells and the next part, which is enchanting, in another video, but that's level 3. Next, once you get all 25 lands, you go to the highlands, and here these lands are really high base. The first one's 3 billion, and they go higher, and I will leave the link, as I said, how much it is to unlock each land in the description below. But here we will be talking about Tier 5 and Tier 5 attack, defense, spy, and spy defense. As you can see, you can only build Tier 4, but we'll be skipping that. Tier 4, yeah. No, that's Tier 3 and 4. So the Tier 5, as you can see, is another jump. It's 3 billion to 25 billion. And they have a significantly more greater stats. And as you can see, they have the attack-based, even, and the defense-based. So that is the Tier 5. Tier 3 for the spy buildings is pretty much just Tier 3. It costs more, but it also gives you a significantly greater amount of stats. And then we have the Tier 2 defense, or Tier 3 defense building, which is the Arbanil Dungeon, which is much pricier, but remember, it gives you a better defense. And then we also have the Watchtower for spies. So they both, Tier 5 definitely helps with your stats, but it's really pricey. Now, once you have unlocked 12 of the highlands, you unlock the ability to upgrade your castle to level 3, and that's what I will be talking about. Level 3 lets you enchant and use the mage to enchant your items that you get from epic battles or other means. Now, I'll be talking about enchanting and spells in a later video, but for now, we'll just let you know that information. And finally, we will go to Tier 6. Tier 6 is not fully developed, so it only has level 1 of each of the buildings. But here we are. See, this is the third set of land, and it's also pretty pricey. So first, we have Blood Brackage, which is 50 billion, but it gives a significantly higher amount of stats. And then we have even, and we have the more defense-based. And it's kind of cool because they're all snow-themed. Next, we have the Spy Building, which, as you can see, also gives you significantly higher stats for Spy, but it also really costs a lot. And then we have defense buildings, and finally, spy defense buildings. So now that you know all the buildings, what we are going to be doing is a little test to show you what combined stats is. Combined stats is your bonus to allies, and when people look at your profile, that's what they will see in terms of your strength. So we go down here, we see your attack bonus to allies. It is 2,846,082. Now we are going, and my defense is 1,907,605. Now we are going to buy a attack building, and we are going to see that number rise. Not significantly, not a million, but we are going to see it rise. So I will build a, let's see. I will build a subterranean factory, which is a tier 3. So now we go back to our profile, and you can see, as you can clearly see, the new bonus to allies is 2,849,682, which is higher, but not significantly higher. So your bonus to allies slowly gets bigger as you go along in the game and go to higher tiers of buildings. Now, finally, we will check out the spy attack and bonus, spy attack and defense. They're both 210,000. Now we go over here to the Highlands, and I will buy a tier 2 spy building, Stronghold of Shadow. Now, as you can see, the number will increase from 210,000 to 226,000. Now, that number is greater because that was a more pricey building. That was 3 billion versus 130 million. So there's definitely, the price range really depends on how good your stats are. And that's kind of how the buildings work. So yeah, that is my tutorial on buildings and lands. Remember, if I've missed anything or you want specific questions answered, just leave them in the comments and I will reply to you. So the next episode in the series will be allies and what they do and how they help in the game. So, as always, remember to like, check out my other videos, and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys later.